Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back doing League One predictions, and after a busy Easter weekend, we are back to the Saturday kickoffs. Starting things off then at the Valley, where Charlton, who haven't lost in their last 5, take on a Barnsley side that really, it is crunch time. Now for me, Charlton, they've got themselves safe. Under Nathan Jones, they look a revitalised side. 0 losses out of their last 5 puts them in good stead. However, being that far away from the relegation zone and being so far away from promotion means they're not really going to be putting in that much effort anymore. Players are going to be starting to take their foot off the gas in a minute, pulling out a challenge they wouldn't have pulled out necessarily 2 months ago. And as for Barnsley, it's going to be the exact opposite. They're going to be fighting so much harder than they would have done a couple of months ago, knowing that the situation they're in means that they have to win every game. So I am leaning towards an away win, a narrow away win, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to the visitors. Now, next up, it is my boys Portsmouth, and we take on Shrewsbury. Now, for me, this is a massive game for us, because if we win this, I think that's one hand on Championship football next season. As for Shrewsbury, they didn't impress me when I went down to watch them against Bristol Rovers, and they are still in that relegation fight. Even though they've got a little bit of breathing room, they need a couple more wins to really solidify themselves. As for us, obviously getting that draw against Derby isn't the best situation, but it also does them more harm than it does us. And I think we put a lot of pressure on them for Wednesday if we win on Saturday. So I'm going to back us to win this game. I always back us with a 2-0 because we haven't lost yet. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Pompey. Now, we're at the DW where these two teams lost their last matches. Now, obviously, Port Vale, they're still fighting for something. 6 points in the 2 games before that helped them out massively and put them in a fighting, giving them a fighting chance. But for Wigan, it looks like their season is pretty much over. Mid-table isn't a bad season considering what they had to deal with at the start. They could have built themselves a platform they can build off of next season, but I think they are going to take their foot off the gas a little bit more. Now, obviously, Wigan are still a good side. They're going to be competitive in this game. I don't think Port Vale are going to walk all over them, but I do think they are going to win. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win. Next up, we're at the Select Car Leasing Stadium where Reading take on Lincoln. Reading, for me, are still playing for something. They're still playing for their survival. Despite having a little bit of a gap opening up, they need to get 3 more points, in my opinion. And Lincoln's going to be a really tough game. Lincoln are a good side. I backed them to lose last time out. That was my bad. I'm not going to do that again. They're a fantastic side, and they've really shown that they've got resilience. They can fight to the very end, and they're going to be a force and a problem for those teams in the playoffs. Now, for me, I think they're going to win this game narrowly. Like I say, Reading aren't a bad side, especially at home, so I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win. Next up, Northampton versus Carlisle. 2 teams that aren't really playing for a lot. Northampton got themselves in mid-table pretty comfortably now, and as for Carlisle, they are virtually relegated. Obviously, for them, it's been a disappointing season. Are they still going to be trying to fight for something to have a bit of pride going down into League 2 and give themselves some momentum so they can get back up straight away? Maybe. Do I think they're going to win against Northampton? Probably not. Northampton have shown in the last couple of weeks that they are a decent side. Even their defeat against Reading was unlucky. They had chances to win that one. So I am going to go with a home win. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to the home side. Now, next up is an important one for Cheltenham. After doing a fantastic job and beating Fleetwood in that relegation 6-pointer, they then go and drop 3 points against an Exeter side that aren't really playing for a lot anymore. So that would be a real disappointing one for them, but they need to bounce back quickly. They play against a Leyton Orient side that haven't picked up any points in their last 2 matches, and it's the perfect time to play them because they haven't not really playing for much either. So I don't know, it could go either way. Depending on which Leyton Orient side turns up could depend on the outcome of this game. I am going to play it safe though. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Now, next up, this is going to be a do or die game for Stevenage. If they want to keep any pressure on Lincoln and Oxford, they really need to win here. Exeter, they've got themselves safe. They're not going to be going down. They're not going to be going up. So again, like I said a couple of times, they're just going to be pulling out of challenges, not taking too many risks, really get themselves just to the end of the season so they can regroup and go again. As for Stevenage, they're still playing for something, but 3 draws, 2 losses out their last 5 matches isn't playoff form. And Steve Evans said that no one wants to play them, but on that kind of form, I think every team would want to play them in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to get playoffs, but I do think they're going to win here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win here for Stevenage. Now, next up, we're at the Pirelli Stadium where Bolton take on Oxford. Now, this game is massive for Oxford. Obviously, getting that win last time out against Fleetwood was huge, and the manner they did it in was very impressive. They take on a side that haven't won in their last 5, and to be fair, I think Bolton are going to go down. Now, Oxford can take advantage of this. If they get a win here, put a bit of pressure on Lincoln. Lincoln could slip up against Reading. You never know. So it's a real opportunity for them. I think Oxford are going to win here. I think they're going to win fairly comfortably. I am going to go with a 3-1 win to the visitors. Next up, we're at the Memorial Ground, where despite Bristol Rovers not winning in their last 5, they can cause Bolton an issue. Bolton only with their 2 wins in their last 5, but they've both been very convincing. But more importantly, they've both been at home. Now, obviously, Bristol Rovers did get all 3 points when these two sides met earlier on in the season. And for Bolton now, it's a case of being unbeaten. But not only unbeaten, they've got to win all the rest of their games if they want to put any pressure on Derby. Obviously, Derby did drop points last time out, so the gap could close if they win here. Bristol Rovers, however, they didn't look impressive when I went up to watch them. So I do think Bolton are going to win. And in terms of drama, I hope they do win. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 away win. On to the final game now, where Blackpool take on Cambridge. And Cambridge look a better side now. It looks like Gary Monk started to implement his tactics, and results look to have improved. Blackpool aren't going to be playing for much. At home, it's going to be a tough one for Cambridge. I do think they're going to get all 3 points though. And for me, these 3 points are massive now, because it puts them within touching distance of guaranteeing survival. And I say they're going to have to fight hard for it, because it's not going to be a walkover. But I believe if they play to the ability that they've been playing in the last couple of matches, they can definitely do it. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 away win to Cambridge. So that just about wraps things up. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.